live. Things are working. That's good. That's good. We like that. It was definitely... I said you, sir. Okay. We are going to be a couple seconds longer because I do want to... as you can probably tell, I added music. And we're gonna see how we like that. We're gonna see how we like that, but I do want to make sure that levels and such are balanced, you know? Gotta get it sounding good. Gotta get it sounding good. Y'all know I have no control or I'm no help with the lighting in this building. Does it look rough? Yes. Do I even kind of understand how I would be able to fix that? Man. I can... let's find about this audio first. I'm streaming off of a stream elements as opposed to directly off of YouTube. So yeah, it's la 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 la. I sound so quiet. Sorry, there's a decent lag between when I'm saying things and when things are actually making it to YouTube. And so and everything's broken. God, why am I orange is just my question. Oh. We're just messing around with filters now because for some reason, like I said, I was orange. Oh God. Learning experiences. I guess this is better. Brightness down a little bit. Nope, it didn't do something that I want. And as you know, window. Can close this. But, oh God. It's literally not even like a bright day out right now. Oh God, everything is just freaking out. Oh my God, it's a mess. I don't know why I'm just like a bright orange here. Also, is it my phone that is? My phone has insisted on watching this in the lowest possible quality. Nope, it's just not. Where's that? And then... Oh God, I broke it. How did I break it? We're having so much fun right now. We're having so much fun. There we go. And now the video's not gonna look like garbage. It's just gonna be like a solid chunk, and like I don't look as orange now. It was just the quality. It was recording at a weird frame rate, and that was making me orange. But we're looking, everything's better now. I agree. Okay, Here we go. Whew. Did it. Figured everything out. We're doing it. And then I do think balance between me and the music is also nice. It's lagging a solid amount, but I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. So back to books. Back to the books. Today we are talking about the Diana Flowers book, Poinsettas and the Perfect Crime. I will say, the word poinsettias, it just doesn't work with my mouth. I can't, it just bothers me to try and say it, and I'm 99% sure I'm saying it wrong every single time I've tried to pronounce this word. But that's okay. So, rundown of the plot. First and foremost, we have Diana. If you have missed some of the other books, Diana she used to be a chemist, but she left her job to go pursue flower arranging and growing flowers because it was something she had been doing as a hobby, but someone that had and she was doing it in like a small community garden. She had her own plot, but someone that had a plot next to her ended up passing away, and they left her their entire house, their land out in the country. So she quit her job and decided to pursue flower growing and arranging. So she is doing the arrangement of flowers for the Rexton family. They are the family, and she's doing it for their annual Christmas ball. They invite, like, pretty much the entire village tends to get to go, but they never invite her because their daughter, Cordelia, is Diana's bully from school. Fergus, my favorite character, he is actually invited. So there was a situation in which a bunch of conspiracy theorists thought there was a pharaoh buried beneath the house of the Rextons, and so they were constantly trespassing. Then Fergus wrote up this whole thing to disprove it, and that got him in good with the family, and he got invited to the ball. They don't know that he actually paid all of these people to just start harassing them so that way he could get invited to the ball. But that's beside the point. He's invited. He gets a +1, so he brings along Diana because I love them together. And they are going to go investigate. They're going to go try and find this diamond that he believes is cursed. And he believes that's how the Rextons got their money. Because as they do research about this family throughout the course of this case, we realize that the Rexton family essentially is born and just suddenly exists with the marriage of the two parents. There's no lineage to track, and no one knows anything about their history. But so they're exploring their house, trying to find this diamond that Fergus thinks is cursed, and they end up going to, I think it's like a study, where there's an empty safe left wide open, and Bill Rexton, the father, is dead on the ground with a knife stabbed into his chest. There's a side story that goes along with this that from what I've seen, it is a side story now, but it will become important later on in the series, where Diana's ex, the person that she had been with when she was a chemist, he shows up out of nowhere and is like, Diana, I love you. I want to be with you. You're wasting your time growing these flowers. Come back, be with me. Come back and work at the labs with me again. He's an asshole. And so obviously Diana doesn't want to be with him. But for the most part, it doesn't tend to factor into the story. Over the course of this, one of the suspects is the boyfriend of Diana's sister. Diana's sister comes back for the holidays, and the same day that she tells her mom that she's going to get a divorce, she's also brought over her new boyfriend, and that boyfriend turns out to be a conspiracy theorist that also has his theories and was also in search of this diamond at the Rexton's house. And through talking to him, Diana finds out that Fergus makes his money by selling books under a pen name, revolving around like conspiracies that happen to be around him and Diana as they're solving murders, and she is a character in it. Finally, the murder. So, what is told to us is that there is this whole situation of, my cat is just adorable, just like rubbing her face in this blanket, and I love her. Sorry. There's this whole other conspiracy in which there is a group of people that have been controlling the government, and this is the UK. They've been controlling the UK government from behind the scenes, like trying to take advantage of it, stuff like that. But they've stopped their behavior because there's this dossier that includes a lot of incriminating information about them, including their own identities as well. And so, presumably, the group that is what could be exposed has sent someone to kill Bill Rexton because they believe he is the person that is keeping the dossier. So they kill him and grab the dossier, but they also take the diamond, which is real, it's not cursed, but they take the diamond, hide it outside to make it seem like it was a sloppy murder that once someone discovered it, panicked, and then the plan was to be able to get the dossier, leave, stuff like that. In reality, Bill's wife, who I actually don't remember her name, she was the one that knew about the dossier, knew about the conspiracy and all of that stuff. How they found out, Cordelia, dumbass daughter, she put all of her fucking money into some startup business that tanked. She took out loans, and now loan sharks were coming to get her. And so to try and cover up for it, to try and repay the debt without getting hurt, she's like, hey, I have this diamond in my family that's probably worth like 10 times what I owe you. And as she's talking to them to try and help them steal this diamond, they realize that there's a good chance that her family has the dossier. And so she is not directly related to the crime. She does not know her father is going to die. She doesn't know anything about the dossier, but she is a part of how her father ends up passing away. So I just like to say, because I did post on Goodreads, like 20% of the way into the book, I was like, oh, Cordelia did it, and George, the ex, he was a distraction. Realistically, she was behaving the same way someone that had done it would have been behaving, and that's because she was a part of it and related to the situation. So, I'd say that's fair. George was a distraction to the whole thing, as well as just being harassment to Diana. So, it's great. We're having a great time. Things I loved about this book. I was a page or so into this book, and I was just hit with how much I love Diana and Fergus together. And at that point, they had not been together in the book yet. I just love their chemistry. I love Fergus as a character. He's such a smart ass. It's so great. There were so many times that got me super emotional. First and foremost, at the very beginning, when obviously it's super suspicious when you happen to be the person that was going into this room, this diamond that you're looking for and that you're investigating is missing, and you happen to be the person that finds the diamond. And so everyone was asking, like, why were you and Diana upstairs? Why were you guys poking around? And every time he would, like, put his hand around her waist and be like, we were just looking for a place that was quiet. We were looking for some place to talk. Which, to obviously throw the suspicion off. It did really well, and I was just like, oh my god, they need to be together. I was so I love him. I love them. He's so suave. For as they try to make this character seem kind of nutty in how he believes in all these conspiracy theories, but he is also, they also are very well at pulling off, because the other half of his character is that he's so charismatic that he has literally gone to a seminar in which someone is saying they're disproving a bunch of conspiracy theories, and he's so charismatic that the instructor that's trying to disprove the conspiracy theories at the end of it was sitting in the corner like, oh my god, how have I not noticed all of these things? How do I not know that all of this stuff is real? It's all real. He's so charismatic. He's so suave, and Ruby Lauren does such a good job of pulling that off with this character. I love him. There are only 5 books in the series, and I didn't even finish this book before I started like panicking that one of these days I'm gonna finish it and there's gonna be no more Fergus. I'm not ready for that day. I'm really not. I just love him so much. Who he reminds me of? He reminds me of, and like the kind of person I kind of picture in my head, he reminds me of Captain Hook from Once Upon a Time, the ABC show. It's great. I love it. Love it. Another thing that made me super emotional. So, like I said earlier, we have Diana's sister who was dating this guy. He told her that he was a reporter, and he is a reporter, but at the same time, he is this conspiracy theorist under another pen name. And it does seem like he was kind of using her to get to the Rexton party so he could investigate the diamond. And some of the things he does are really sleazy. Like, again, potentially using her, but at the same time, whenever Diana's sister is away, he starts heavily flirting with Diana to try and make Fergus, to like try and knock Fergus off his game, because they're rivals. So he wants to knock Fergus off his game. He just doesn't realize at the moment they're not actually together, but I don't care. It doesn't seem to actually bother him. Frankly, George is more bothersome to everyone than this other guy is. But when you take this, they have this scene, and after Diana talks to her sister's boyfriend one-on-one, she goes to Fergus and is like, hey, so what are all these books about? She finds out that she's a part of the books and that their adventures are part of the books. And she looks at him thinking, oh my god, is he, with like the slight thought of, oh, is he using me the same way that guy was using my sister? And the way he just felt so heartbroken that she felt like she needed to consider it. I don't want to make it sound like he's like, I don't want it to sound like he's offended that she questioned his character. He's more upset that she felt any of that. She had to feel any of that in any way. And he's so heartbroken over it, but she does almost immediately like, no, I just think she does come like, I don't think he's using me. I think he's just, because he has been writing these stories since before they met. I think he's just recounting our stories in a way that is expressive for him. And afterwards, after they come to like a piece about that, he's like, well, you know everything about me. Was there anything you needed to say? Any feelings? And again, I fucking screamed. It's probably gonna take till the last like 2 pages of this goddamn series for me to see them together. And that's probably gonna be it. And I don't want it. Another like feeling, another couple this kind of reminds me of, and granted this might be wrong because it's been a while since I've seen this show, but Bones, Temperance and Booth from Bones, that's also the vibe that I get from them. But yeah, Ruby Lauren is so good at just bringing me into the story from page number 1. I do feel so like I can very much relate to the character of Diana, as someone who is like off pursuing her dreams. And I love Fergus. I love how they balance each other out, this scientist versus the conspiracy theorist, but in like it's not as if they're ever arguing, because they're not, neither of them are stubborn. Well, they're stubborn. Neither of them are closed-minded. That's what I want to say. Neither of them are closed-minded. So you see them kind of try, like being open and understanding and listening to each other, even though they have such opposite views. Both of them really just at any point just want to find the truth, and so they're open to hearing suggestions that they never would have thought about. And so you see them like bond together, and you see them kind of take on each other's traits as well, and it's so good. I'm obsessed with this couple. I really am. Hi. Are you coming up here? Hi. I'm so obsessed with this couple. This might even be, honestly, a shorter stream because I just... Come here. Hi. We have a cat now. This might be a shorter stream because I just... I've pretty much nothing else to say. It's just, I'm obsessed with this couple. I think the writing of the book is done so well. I will 1000% be reading this again. Anything I'm missing, Chunk? Anything I'm missing? I'm trying to think if there's anything else in this story that I think there's some parts of it that are just so funny that they threw in. Like, they have this murder mystery group in the town. They read murder mystery books, and they ended up sneaking, that group had been asking Bill Rexton about the diamond that was common knowledge around the town. The entire town knew about this fucking diamond. But so they asked Bill about it, and he uninvited them to the party, to the ball, because of that. And so you have this murder mystery group sneaking into the party as waiters, as wait staff, so they could talk to him. And now they're the bumbling police officers' primary targets and primary suspects. He takes them in, and Diana's friends with them, so she keeps talking to them. We find out that they got taken down to the station for questioning, and they're like over the moon about it because they'd been asking for ages if they can go see the actual police station, and they've been told no. Now they actually got to be inside of a holding cell. They got to be inside of an interrogation room. They were all so ecstatic about it. That was funny. That was adorable. What did I call her? We do see more. There is some other stuff that happens with George that is, again, gonna happen later in the book, gonna be more relevant later on in the series in another book. But he gets her a drive. He gets her a thing for Christmas. She opens it a couple days after the case is solved, and it is a flash drive. So she goes to, I don't remember being able to see what was on the drive. But she goes to Fergus, and he's gonna help her find out what's on it. But at that point, she had already asked him to do some research on George, and it turns out that when he was asking her to come back and work at the lab that they used to work out together, he hadn't been working there in over a month, for over a month or for some odd time, stuff like that. And so there's a lot of setup for the next couple books in the series. I'm excited to read them. 10/10, 1000% recommend the series. Like I said, when I read book number 2 of the series first, and immediately afterwards I purchased the bundle set of all 5 books, and zero regrets. If we're being honest, I'm probably gonna finish this entire series by the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised. It's great. I had so much fun, and it was definitely a great way to just move on from Code of Silence. It was definitely the right decision. But That's all I've got for you today. Until next time, valedictions, friends.